It's Magic Monday, but it's Tuesday for you guys because I upload the day after now. Let's have a magic trick. When I saw this magic trick, I like watched it and I watched the person do it and I was like, okay, well that was really easy. How come nobody else saw that? But apparently, if you do it correctly, nobody sees it happen. So check it out. Let's do a magic trick. And this is gonna be a little bit difficult of a magic trick because you're supposed to be doing it to somebody, and since there's nobody else here, Jen's at work, we're gonna try to do it interactively, not like clicking and stuff like that, but interactively with the camera. I'm gonna try to do it with you guys and try to blow your minds while you guys are in a totally different space-time. This is amazing. It's like time travel, but with magic. Magical time travel. We've got our deck, right? And we do some nice shuffling. Shuffle it quite a few times, right? Just to make sure that we are 100% good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this deck of cards and I'm going to start taking cards off the top like that. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to say stop at some point. And I'm going to try, you know, because there's so many of you guys watching, I'm not going to be able to stop when everybody says stop, but I'm going to kind of guesstimate when you guys might say stop. So here we go. We start going through, right? Start going through, and you say stop, right? And so I say take a look at that card. And you say, okay, and I want you to burn this card into your memory. And I'm not looking at it. I don't know what it is, but burn it into your memory. Remember this card. And then we put it back into the deck, which I did upside down on accident. Okay, is that still your card? I hope it is. All right, here we go. And then we shuffle. And then we shuffle. And we shuffle, 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 shuffle. Right? And then we go through. And what I'm going to do is try to reach through the computer screen and figure out what your card was. But it's a little bit fuzzy because it's through the internet. So I think you had a red card, right? I mean, the front of it, the suit was red, like red, right? So I think it's one of these two cards. One of these two cards. Which card can it be? I want you to have a lot of energy coming through the computer screen right now. Is it this one? No. Alright. Are you using your energy? There it is. There's your card. So here's how this card trick works. Super easy. We've got a deck of cards, right? Deck of cards. Piece of cake. Tons upon tons of cards within this card, but only one bottom card. That bottom card here is the Ace of Hearts. Okay? So what we're doing is they call this a force, where we force you to pick the card that we know. So we know the bottom card is an ace, right? We take our deck, we cut it, we start to shuffle. Always make sure that that side goes down first so the bottom card remains the ace. Okay? So while you're shuffling, you can shuffle as many times as you want to, so long as the bottom card always remains the ace. And we'll do it one more time just for fun. And then you say to the audience, you say, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to start pulling cards off the top, and I want you to say stop. And so you start to pull off cards off the top, right? And you're going through and you're pulling cards off and they say stop and you go, okay. Remember that card. Still, the Ace of Hearts, the one that was on the bottom, because for whatever reason, people don't notice that you are pulling off the top and you're going through the deck of cards and you're saying, okay, say stop. Say stop. Of course, I'm making a mess. Say stop. Say stop. And then they say stop and you show them the bottom card. They just don't seem to understand that. So it doesn't matter at this point. The trick is over. You say, okay, that's fine. You pick that card. Here's your card. Remember it. Burn it into your brain. Then you go ahead and you shuffle. Now it doesn't matter which one goes down first. You just shuffle the heck out of them, right? Because you already know that the card that they picked was the Ace of Hearts. And so you remember that and you give them a little bit of showmanship. Hey, bad at not dropping cards. give them a little bit of showmanship, and you say, oh, okay, I want you to think about your card immensely. And what I did is, you know, the same as the guy that I saw do it. You pick out your card and one that's the same suit as it, and you say, okay, 2 cards. Of course, I put this one down first, and I messed up. You guys saw that. But if you have somebody else there with you, you say it's one of these 2 cards, and you have them hold out their hands, right? And you know that the ace is in their, whatever heck the hand this is my left hand. And you say, I want you to touch a card. And they touch this one, right, fine, take it away. They touch this one, okay, keep it, take this one away. Either way, you want to make sure that this one stays in their hand because that's their card. And then you say, all right, what was your card? And they say, Ace of Hearts. And then you go, flip over the card. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing! You're a magician! Wizardry! If that one was too complex for you, we've got the 4 brothers, the 4 robbers, the 4 jacks, whatever you want to call them, right? And we take them and they go to the bank. The bank is this deck of cards. And you take the first brother and he goes down, down, down to the basement. And then you take the second brother and he goes about midway, maybe. You know, checking out the fancy artwork midway. Last brother goes up there. This brother stays on the roof to keep an eye out for the cops. So this brother's sitting there, he's like looking around, looking around, looking around. Oh no, here comes the cops. Wee, wee, wee. Cops are coming, and he says, hey brothers, knock, 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 come back up to the top of the deck, and they all run up the stairs. And then bam, this guy said, hey, we made it to the top. This one was like, wow, it's a good thing we went to the basement. This guy's like, I got all the fine artwork from the middle floor, and this guy was like, I stayed pretty close to the top. I don't understand why I'm the last one up, but I am. And those are the 4 robbers. Easy, cheesy, lemon, peasy explanation, right? 4 jacks. What's this? Oh, 3 other cards. Weird. So you've got 3 other cards back behind the jacks. Make it look like there's only 4 jacks, right? And then you close them up and you say, they all go to the bank. And you've got the 3 cards that you had hidden underneath the jacks on top. So you take these 3 random cards, and you take the first one, the 3 of diamonds, and he goes down to the basement. And then you take the second one, the 2 of diamonds, and he goes halfway for the bowling balls, because people like to steal bowling balls. And then you take the ace of clubs, stick him up here towards the top, and this guy stays, look, on the roof. And then he calls them all, he says, hey brothers, come to the top, you do this. That's them running up the stairs saying, oh my gosh, we gotta get out. And then of course these 4 are the jacks, because they were never left the top of the deck. Magic. Just be a little bit careful doing the 4 robbers one because that one's been around forever. So people may have probably already seen it. But if you haven't, or if you get somebody that hasn't, it's a cool trick. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and now it's time to pay the price.